Ichigo. Hi everybody. I'm keeping my Halloween decorations up because I'm not ready for it to be over yet. Happy is it? What month is it? What month is it, guys? Happy 4th of November. I actually forgot. I forgot what day it was for a second, and I checked. I was like, oh wait, I have something on me that will remind me. Hi Spike Hyper. Hi Reiko. Welcome. I'm also keeping this Aki picture up because I don't want to say goodbye to it yet. It's actually the 35th of October. Oh, you're right, my mistake. Welcome to Anime Club meeting number 22. I just wanted to have the talking screen up for a second because I haven't streamed in like 2-3 whole days, and it's been so long. So I wanted to have a tiny like 5-minute free chat moment before we start the stream. I guess the main part of the stream. Also, one of the Anime Club members was in a car accident today, so he can't join us. So send him your best anime wishes and well wishes that the insurance isn't too hard to deal with. Previa, how Russian City goes. Oh, I was up till like 5 AM doing Russian homework last night, but that's not really the fault of me or Russia. That's mainly my teacher. Other than that, I can read and write pretty well at least now. As for making my own sentences, I don't know. Bread is mangled. I can't believe bread is almost dead. I have Earl Grey tea. I don't use this BGM enough. I really sleep on October a lot. I don't know why I do that. I'm so late to like any sort of festivities. Aki is so sleepy behind me right now. And I'm sleepy too, I don't know why. But anyway, sorry for the late stream. I've been doing homework for a while. I didn't go to school today because I was like, who gives a shit if it's only that Russian class? Should use it for all October, not gonna lie. I know, I should have. And I kept being like, oh, I mean, it's like the first week of October, it's fine. And then it just like, it went by so fast. I feel like the months have been flying by since August. Russian's hard at the early part of your progress. Oh, thank you, Reiko. Spasiba. I'll try. I feel like after I get out of school, my Russian's gonna go up really, really quickly because I've been in hell in the Russian class for so long. And I'll finally have time to actually study. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to say. My dad got married. Which means that, he's not a virgin anymore. Which makes me very upset. I think. I'm assuming he's not one anymore, right? That's what that means. So sad. I'm so sad. And I don't like that happening. I've never had to worry about that before. I don't know. Do anyone else's parents love each other? And like you're always scared you're gonna walk in on it? I don't know. I've never had to worry about that because my mom and dad didn't love each other. So it was never a worry for me. Anyways. And then I met my new brother for the first time. And my new sister. And then I drank a lot. More than I ever have. But it was because it was an open bar and I wanted to try stuff because I would never pay money for alcohol, okay? Past Guinness, I would never willingly pay any amount of money for alcohol. I just don't think I don't think it's worth it. But when there's an open bar, I take the chance to try alcohol that I haven't had before to see if maybe I can sympathize with alcoholics and see if there's at least one drink out there that's worth ruining your family for and your life and like maybe killing a family of 4 on the highway. And I have yet to find that drink. I genuinely can't understand. Even if it's free, it doesn't make it taste any better. I don't. Why do you ask? I didn't know if it's normal for people to have parents that love each other. Yeah. So the wedding was fun. I got there an hour late, but it's fine. And my new mother was very cute and pretty. And I got my hair done. And I did my makeup. And I had sparkle shoes. My sister was there. And I could talk about my sister for like 15 minutes. But everyone here already knows about my sister. But basically, she was very awkward and antisocial the whole time and left early. And I would go more into depth, but I'm a little sleepy and talking about her makes me sleepy for some reason. Or anything particularly unenjoyable. Though it is really fun to make fun of her. It was just kind of pitiful this time. There was nothing really funny about it, I guess. I could probably make it sound funny. There is one part that was funny. I guess she didn't do anything, and I guess it's easy to talk about. So when I got there, she was asleep on the couch in the bridal suite in a hoodie, and she had her hood pulled up, and she was just knocked out. She had to drive here from like 4 hours away. So I thought it was fine. Hi, Christina. Oh wait, you're not. Wait, Scarlet? Scarlet, is that your name? Am I remembering right? Hi. So she was asleep on the couch, and I was like, oh good, she's not gonna bother me. And then so she stayed asleep on the couch for like another hour, and then she woke up and like immediately like got on her phone. She didn't look up at anybody, and everyone else is like getting ready at this point. I remember you too. I'm glad you remember me. And then also my grandma was texting me yesterday trying to ask me. She was like trying to gossip about my sister with me. She was like, was she there? Did she say anything? What did she do? I thought it was funny. So I was getting dressed. I was done getting dressed, I think, and then when she gets off her phone, she's just like sitting on the couch, just like staring straight ahead, not looking at anybody, not speaking to anybody, and she stays like that for like 20 minutes maybe, and someone came in and said, who is that, while she was sleeping, and my mom was like, oh, that's my daughter, and it was so awkward because she did not seem like she wanted to be there at all, which is weird because like, why did you drive all the way up here if you didn't want to be here? And so then she finally gets up and she gets dressed, and she comes back and resumes sitting on the couch, staring straight ahead, not saying anything. And then one of the bridesmaids was like, can you come over here and explain the like process of, I don't know, how the wedding's gonna go? Because for some reason I was like, I guess they thought I was the only person that knew the like order of things. So I was like, yeah, sure. And then when I was explaining it, one of them left, and then she just was not listening to me at all. I was like, what the hell? Good morning, dobre utrachka. Gah. I don't know if I like this brand of Earl Grey yet. I'm debating. I think I've just been drinking black tea for so long that Earl Grey is kind of different now. My nose is so stuffy. It's like cold and warm recently. Anyways, so there was that, and then when we started getting ready to like go out into like the actual like, what is it called? The place where the actual wedding is outside of the suite. She's like right next to me. We're positioned next to each other, and I'm going out first, and then I called this, okay? I told my grandparents, I was like, I can tell you right now, the only thing she's gonna talk about is working. She's gonna talk about how much she works, and that's it. Because the thing about my sister is I don't think she really, I guess she kind of works a lot, but it's kind of her own fault because she has really bad spending habits, and that's all I'm gonna say. It doesn't really matter to the discussion, but she doesn't need to work that much. She makes enough money to like live a nice life, but she spends all of her money, and she has manic episodes that make her throw away everything and then repurchase it and then throw everything away again. So that's just where her money goes. She quite literally throws her money away. So I'm not like dogging on her for being employed. That's not what I'm doing. But she likes to talk about how much she works to make sure that she's not homeless after she wastes her money. And I knew that she was gonna talk about that after 4 years. I figured she probably hasn't changed much. So she the first words she said after 3 hours of being at the wedding is saying, sorry guys, I got 2 hours of sleep last night because I was working last night. Okay, we're like, she said that while we were lined up to get ready to go to the wedding. And I was like, alright, whatever. And then her like shoes kept falling off. This doesn't really matter, but her shoes kept falling off the whole wedding and embarrassing her. And I don't have the heart to like even giggle about it. It was just really embarrassing. I got a lot of secondhand embarrassment. And I think she almost fell down the stairs. But I don't know because I was at the front of the line. And then I went down and I stood where the bridesmaids stand, and then of course my sister's next, and bro, there was a stench. There was a stench, and I was trying to ignore it, but there was a slight smell once she got in front of me. And it's fine, it's whatever. So then the actual ceremony starts, and I tried to explain clearly. I don't know why I was like the only person who remembered the instructions, but for whatever reason, all of the instructions for the wedding, like, didn't really happen, and I did my best to like micromanage it so that my stepmom didn't have to worry much, because I knew how she described what she wanted to happen. And they said that the bridesmaids and groomsmen would be in like a V shape, like where the tip of the V is where the bride and groom are. So we're supposed to be kind of like angled out towards the crowd, right? And so I kept specifying that. I did that in the room, the changing room, and I did that on this on the stairs before we all came out into the actual venue. I said, guys, it's a V shape. It's a V shape. We have to be angled this way. And the groomsmen did that, but no matter how much I angled everybody, they still just kind of resumed back to their straight line. And then I was originally supposed to come out alone. I didn't want to, but that's what the bride picked. So I was the only bridesmaid without a groomsman. And then last minute, with no warning, they gave me a groomsman, which means everything that we rehearsed prior didn't happen, and I didn't know what to do. But what I did remember is how the other bridesmaids were supposed to come out, so I followed that routine, and the groomsmen didn't listen to me. So we were both basically going in different directions. So that happened. It was fine. It wasn't as bad as I'm making it sound. And then we get up to the altar. It all goes pretty swimmingly until we get to the vows. Alright, you'll play Roblox tomorrow. I have a Roblox stream scheduled for Friday at I think 7 p.m. Might be like 6 or 5 for you. It's bad timing. No, you're fine. You guys can say whatever you want in the chat, pretty much. Assuming I get my homework done, I can do another stream earlier. Do you guys remember at the beginning of the year when I made this schedule and I was like, oh my gosh, guys, I only have one class 3 days a week. I'm gonna be streaming as soon as I come back from school. Do you guys remember that? I wasn't expecting to get assigned 7 hours of homework every day, but it's okay. Anyways, so the like ceremony starts, and then we get to like the vows, and it was like two things happened. 3 if you count my sister. My sister sneezed during the vows. It was dead silent, and I'm not bitchy enough to be like, oh, this dumb bitch. She sneezed at the she sneezed during the vows. What, hashtag unemployed loser. But like, I know how to stifle my sneezes, and what you do is you plug your nose. If you plug your nose, you don't sneeze. I know everyone's bodies are different, but I've learned that plugging the nose kinda makes the sneeze sensation go away. And also her sneeze was loud as fuck. I don't know how people sneeze this loud on accident, but I can kinda stifle my sneezes. I'm a pretty loud sneezer, but I can kind of stifle them to where it's just kind of like air. This sneeze was like a fucking shriek, bro. So that happened, and then the vows continue, and someone's like alarm starts going off. I don't know why this all started happening during the vows, but someone's alarm started going off and they didn't silence it. I don't know if it was like an old person who didn't know how to silence the alarm, but this alarm went off like 5 times during the vows before being silenced. It was probably about like 30 seconds of just an alarm going off during the wedding vows. And then the final piece of the catastrophe is happening only during the vows is they locked the doors of the building so that nobody could get in once the actual wedding started. The wedding started like about 10 minutes late, mind you. So everyone's here and there's extra time. And they come in and they lock the doors right before the actual ceremony starts, so that it's not like there was no time to get in. And right at the vows, the actual ceremony has been going on for like 20 minutes now. But right at the vows, these people, I'm assuming they were invited to the wedding, are like at the door, like knocking at first, and then they see that the vows are happening, so everybody ignores them. Nobody lets them in. And they were like, they just had to like stand outside and watch the wedding from the door. I was like, what? How do you show up to a wedding when the vows are being said? Not even all that pre-stuff, but when the vows are being said and you're like, let me in, let me in, let me in. I don't know. I was like, why did all of this happen in the span of three minutes? So then the rest of the wedding went well. My sister's shoes fell off again. And then we went up to the bride suite and we took some pictures. And then the wedding party went out to take like family photos. And so I got a family picture with my new siblings, with my new mother, with my dad and stuff. And when I was out there, I was like, something smells like kush out here. Something smells like weed. Is somebody smoking weed? And I saw smoke and I saw people smoking, but that was like cigarettes. I could not pinpoint who was smoking weed. And I know that my dad isn't the biggest fan of weed for whatever reason. So maybe he's like a narc, I don't know. But he was like, I was trying to do my best to look around and find who it was. Not to be a snitch, but I was like, not in front of my father, okay bro? And I was like, I tap my uncle on the shoulder. I go inside real quick. I'm like, hey, Unc, someone's smoking weed out there. He goes, what? Weed? I was like, yeah, someone's smoking weed. And I can't figure out who it is. I can't pinpoint where the smell is coming from. He's like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I guess it's fine. We're cool about it. I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, regardless of if it was weed, I was like, maybe just don't smoke at the wedding. I don't know. Like, anything. Vaping, cigarettes, hard liquor, I don't know. So I go back out. It's cold as fuck and we're taking pictures and I'm cold and my poor mom is like, oh, thank you Cryonic, thank you, welcome. My poor mom is like trembling in her heels because she's like, I've been standing in these wedding dress heels for 40 minutes and now I'm in the cold taking pictures. And the photographer was like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to hurry up and get these pictures so you're free. And I felt so bad. If I go quiet, it's because I'm drinking my tea and my new mic doesn't pick it up. Ow, I smacked my knee on the desk. So I finished my pictures and my sister is still not saying anything. And then when we both round that corner, it's just me and her walking back to the actual like venue because we were taking pictures away from it. And bro, she looked miserable, dude. She like ripped off her shoes. She was just stomping through the like not carrying her dress up or anything. She was so awkward. Like there's like socially awkward people that just kind of like have autism, and you can just kind of tell that they don't like the environment they're in. She's not that way though. That's not what I'm describing. My sister's like a sociopath. She just kind of is antisocial. Doesn't socialize. She didn't smile at all. Aside from when she was talking about working. And then that's it. So I was just walking behind her and 30 minutes later, I'm going over the wedding deets. I was walking behind her, and then she just like goes back up to the bridal suite, and then just disappears for a second. And then I noticed that the smell of weed has come into the venue, like it's inside the building now. And I was like, somebody's smoking weed in here, and I'm gonna find out who it is. So I'm on like a mini side quest until the actual, cause they're at the, what is it, reservation? I don't know what it's called. The after party hasn't started yet. And so I'm like, who's smoking weed? Who's smoking weed in here? I'm gonna find out who it is. And then I was like talking to my family that I haven't seen in years. And then there was a like a open bar only for the wedding party. And then we took like some more pictures inside. And then my dad like yelled at my uncle for a second. Not for smoking weed, but like for introducing me to my aunt. I don't know. He got like, I think he was like overstimulated. It was really awkward. But I went in. It was when I went in to tell my uncle someone's smoking weed. He walked me back out to where they were taking pictures, and he tapped on one of my aunt's shoulders. And was like, hey, this is Ichigo, you remember her, you met her when she was a baby, blah blah blah. What families do? And then my dad was trying to get his attention, and he just started screaming. He was like, hey, no, get over here, stop it, stop. I was like, what the fuck? Chill out. And then we all lined up to actually fancily walk into the reservation area. And then that's when dinner and the open bar opened. And then so they let the wedding party go out and get our food first and go to the bar. So I went to the open bar and I was like, hey, the wedding party eats free, right? Yeah. Or no, not eats free, drinks free. So I was like, do you have anything like, I don't know, vanilla-y or like butterscotchy? I don't like hard liquor, okay? I get really tipsy off of like 1/3 of a Guinness, okay? But I was like, it's an open bar. I'm gonna try it out. Whatever. And she was like, I don't have anything like that, but I have kind of like just kind of like sweet liquor. I can make you a mixed drink. I was like, yeah, sure. She was like, I'll do you like a whiskey and a Coke, okay? I was like, okay, sounds good, right? Everyone else is drinking. They make it look yummy. Bro. That shit burned, bro. So I take it back to the table and I'm sipping on it. And my sister hauled ass to the food section, by the way. And then comes back. She came back with 2 drinks. And okay, the 2 personality traits my sister has, and she has had them for the past 12 years. And this is no exaggeration. I don't know how somebody doesn't evolve as a person, but the 2 things, if she ever talks to you, she's gonna say one of 2 things, or both. She's gonna talk about how much she works, how tired she is because she's working, how long her shifts are, whatever, how tired she is, how hard of a worker she is. She's gonna lie about being a student also, because she's not a student. But she... Who just blew up my Discord? I don't know if you guys heard that. Did my... did my Wi-Fi go out for a second? I just got all of my Discord messages at once. Poor bread. Damaged car. No cake. And mentally exhausted. I'm going to bed. Good night. Poor bread. Good night, bread. Oh no. Oh my god. Dude, this dude said it was a minor car accident and he just said his car got flipped. Or no, not the car, the cake, my bad. This is partially my fault. No, I'm just kidding. me and Bread were celebrating National Candy Day in DMs, and he was like, I'm gonna go out and get some pastries to celebrate. And then he got in a car accident and his cake got flipped. I haven't read this DM yet, but I just see fucking white woman. Oh my god, okay, I'll read that later. R.I.P. Bread, the white woman did it again. Alright, where was I? Not to sound apathetic that my friend died on the highway. And his cake died as well. What was I saying? Oh, okay, my sister has 2 personality traits. Bitching about how much she works when she really doesn't have to, but she has poor spending habits. And her second personality trait is complaining about how big her boobs are. And she will talk your ear off. She will say this daily. I have no doubt she does. She will tell random strangers how big her boobs are, how annoying they are, how she wants to get a breast reduction surgery, how they burden her, and she acts like it's such a big hassle, and but yet she doesn't do anything about them, and she loves to show them off. These are her 2 traits. These are her 2 NPC voice lines that she has repeated to me since I was like 10 or 9. When I was like 9, she would just pick me up and smother my face in her boobs to the point where my feet were off the ground because her boobs could lift me up off the ground if she hugged me tight enough, and I wouldn't fall. Ah, now that that's over, Brett's fissured corpse on the side of the highway. I know! I feel so bad! Minor car accident. It's both of us. We both got in the exact same car accident after meeting each other. Anyways, so should I tell him that like the meeting hasn't even started yet? I think he wants to go to bed though. I didn't know if he thought he missed it or something. Should I? That sounds insensitive. You guys can though. I doubt he's feeling like it, but just in case. I'm tired of having boogers in my nose. I hate it. I can't pick them all out. I've been picking my nose all day, and there's still boogers in there. There's too many. There's too many, and I'm tired of it. And now I have a nosebleed because I picked too hard. I'm still pretty, right? You guys still like me? I'm just trolling. I'm just pretending. I'm just pretending to be disgusting. Sure. Thank you. Anyways, so after grabbing food and drink, she comes back to the like wedding party table, and she has 1 drink in her hand, and guess where the second drink is? In her boobs. In her boobs. She has her drink in her boobs at the wedding, and she's walking up to the table, giggling. This is the only time she smiled at the entire wedding, by the way. Was joking about putting her drink in her boobs. And so she comes to the table with her 2 drinks, and she horks down the food, and we're sat next to each other. Did it spill? It did not, because that shit grip, okay? We're sat next to each other because they're like, oh, they're sisters, they love each other. It's like that TikTok audio that's like, sisters, we are sisters and we hate each other. And so, we both didn't say shit. I'm mad that I got sat at the wedding party table because I wanted to sit with my family, because that would be less awkward. But I got sat with her at the end of the table, so I was just sitting next to her and there was no other human on the other side of me. So we just both sat silently, and she didn't talk to anybody or to me, and I didn't talk to her. And so she was saying that some guys at the open bar paid for her drink. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, we drink for free. Why did you just let these guys pay for your drink? And guess what? She didn't even drink that shit, because this is another thing that she does. She buys food and she doesn't eat it, and that's why she's a broke bitch. She buys a shit ton of food. She buys alcohol. She did this when I lived with her. She bought a whole thing of champagne. She made this big deal about needing a big old thing of champagne. She bought it, took like a few sips of it, and then just left it on the floor next to her gaming setup. And she did this with a carton of juice too. She does this with a lot. She just wastes food, and that's why she's broke. And so she let these guys pay for her drink that she already got for free anyway, and then didn't even drink it. And also we had glasses of champagne that nobody drank. In the bridal suite, there were a bunch of unfinished glasses of champagne, and I just kind of went through that whole room and just drank them all. I just downed them all, right? Cause like, who cares? Who cares? I have to be here with my sister. I'm drinking all the champagne, and I wasn't tipsy yet. And then so I get back downstairs, and I'm sipping on my drink, and my cousin's like, he drank from like the tiny second straw. We didn't drink after each other. I don't think that counts, but he was like, "What did you get?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know the names of alcoholic beverages. I just drink whatever I get, you know?" And he was like, "This is whiskey. This is whiskey and cola." I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, I don't think you should drink that. That'll like knock you out probably. 'Cause you're lightweight." I was like, no, it's okay. And I think he tried to take it from me. I don't have like a drinking problem or anything. I'm just like kinda weak. And so I was like, no, it's okay. I'll be brave. And so I was sipping on it, and it kind of started to taste less bad the more I drank. And then before I knew it, it was finished. And then the actual like dancing party part starts. What the fuck? I asked my family, I'm like, do you know what the name of like a fruity beverage would be? They were like, maybe like a strawberry tequila sunrise. I was like, okay. So I go out, I'm like, can I get a strawberry tequila sunrise? She was like, yeah, here you go. And that was pretty good. So I drank that, and before I knew it, that was gone. And then we do the toast. And we do the toast, and then I drink my champagne, and then we did a Cupid shuffle, and we're dancing. And then my sister, she comes over to like talk to my other family, and I don't see. Okay, she came over, she talked about work again, and then I just see her like picking up her boobs and her dress and like laughing and joking about how heavy they are. And I was like, okay, bro, alright. I don't get how that's all you talk about for over a decade, bro. And like, she was a stripper, so it's not like she didn't get enough attention on them. Like, it's not like she's just starved of attention. And she has an OnlyFans. And she's a streamer. So like, it's not like she doesn't talk about them enough, right? Evil older Ichigo. Evil sister. So after that, she goes back up to the bridal suite and then like leaves before there's any cake. She doesn't say goodbye. She doesn't really talk to anybody. She just complains about having a tummy ache and leaves and drives back home, which means that she spent more time driving than at the actual function. And I don't get why you would spend that much time driving just to be miserable at the wedding and not talk at all. I don't know. But so that's the end of the sister arc. So then I go and I see that she didn't even touch her alcoholic beverage. So I just downed her champagne and I finish her margarita she got. And at this point, I'm a little silly, okay? I'm a little wiggly. And then my uncle comes up to me, the one that I reported the weed to. He goes, hey, do you know if that cousin over there smokes? Because at this point, all of my cousins are here, so not like your cousin, but like that cousin. You know if your cousin smokes? And I'm like, at first I thought he was asking me if he was the weed culprit. And I was like, not here. He does though. Like me on that one stream, silly? No, I get scared when I get tipsy. I don't think I was drunk, but I get scared. Because I'm scared that I'm acting insane when I'm not. So I was kinda giggly, but I wasn't like weird. I was mainly just kinda like off balance, but not even in like a drunk way. Just kinda like you would think that I was just kinda sleepy. So he was like, hey, you know if your cousin like smokes? I was like, I don't know, probably. Not here though. And he goes, okay. And then he grabs my cousin, he's like, hey, let's go outside. And I was like, what? Are they gonna beat him up? So I follow them outside, and then they just start smoking outside. And I was like, well, alright. It was him. It was him. It was that uncle. It was that uncle that was smoking weed. And I went up to him earlier in the wedding. I was like, hey, I think someone's smoking weed. I just can't figure out who it is. He was like, oh, really? It was him. It was him. It was him the whole time. And then so, how silly was I then? Very silly. I'm just gonna blame it on the fact that you had a goose avatar that night. Silly goose. It was the goose making you silly. There's too many boogers in my nose! I need that like suction tool people use on babies. Anyways, so I eat some cake. All of the fake ones are gone. All the fake people have left. I eat cake, I do the Cupid shuffle drunk, and then eventually I sober up because the wedding went till like 9 or 10. I was able to get home by 11, which I'm pretty glad because I thought I'd be like leaving at 12. So then I don't drive drunk, don't worry about me. I actually sober up pretty fast. I'm not really sure why. I get tipsy really fast, but I was like, the tipsiness wasn't even that strong and it went away after like 15-20 minutes. I genuinely don't know how people get drunk. Like I'd have to be like pounding that shit. It's 6 AM. Go get food! You're right, it was the goose, not 2 bottles of soju. Yeah. So I drive home and I get inside, I'm kinda sleepy, and I just kinda I get on the ground on the floor and I cuddle Aki, and then I woke up at like 11 or 12 on my floor, still in my dress with my makeup on, and I was like, oh, let me shower, and I showered, and I think I had like some leftover food, and I went to bed, and I don't really remember much after that. And that was the wedding. Pretty cool. But yeah, my grandma was texting me like, did your sister say anything? Was she nice? Did she behave? Like, she was like so nosy. And my cousins were like, your sister hasn't started anything, has she? I was like, no, not yet. But yeah, that was very awkward. And I had a whole master manipulator plan too. If she did say anything to me, and she was gonna be like, hey, I know we have our differences, but let's try and put it aside for the wedding. She's not that mature. But if she did say something like that, I would have just been like, what are you talking about? And if she was like, oh, you know, that thing that happened a few years ago, I was gonna be like, not sure what you're talking about, but okay. I was gonna say that and just try to avoid all mention of it. But lucky for me, we are similar in the fact that we didn't even look at each other or talk to each other. And that's my wedding story. I hope you enjoyed. Not my wedding, but my father's. And now I have 2 siblings! 2 older siblings to replace the unborn ones. And my older brother isn't an evil light skin now. And that's all. That's all I wanted to say. And it only took me 43 minutes to talk about it instead of 5 minutes. Alright, I'll set up the screen. Sorry for yapping. It's just I haven't streamed in 3 days, and you guys know that whenever I don't stream in like 1 day, a bunch of shit happens for some reason. And then I always like to go over it and do a review. Alright. I'm not really proud of my slides today. I mean, they're not ugly. I just feel like they're kind of lazy because we did watch a movie. And, there's not that many slides I can make. I do have quite a bit of notes though. So hopefully I can remember everything I want to say. They're gonna be cool though, thank you! 1 second. I'm gonna adjust the screen real quick. I gotta put up my special effects. 1 second. BRB. was being nitpicky with the colors for a second. You're awfully quiet in this classroom. Thank you. I remembered that I could change the color of the light, and I was like, wait, immersion. Alright, hello! Welcome to the classroom that we all just got here to, and we haven't been talking before the club meeting for the last hour. Welcome to the anime club in this school that we all go to together, in this school, in this classroom, in this school. Anime club meeting number 22. Welcome, welcome, thank you for coming. I got so toasty randomly. I have fuzzy Christmas pants on. That might be why. Ah, Aki's all shrimpy. Anyways, so... oh, the picture of Aki's still there. It's so little. Alright, it can be like classroom decorations. Are you gonna end the game of name plus really? Oh, I have to end it? I thought it was just like, I just look at it and whatever's highest wins. I didn't know I could end it. I hope that I get a cold this year and it makes my voice sound funny. That's my dream. Is that a normal thing to ask for? I hope it like gives me like a really hoarse, awful voice, and I can come on stream and then someone's like, Ichigo, Okimia, real voice reveal. I think it's just like a constant pull. I don't think it's like the stream pulls. Yosh! Welcome to Anime Club meeting number 22. The anime we voted on was Perfect Blue. Now, I usually don't have 2 anime clubs per week, 2 weeks in a row, but this anime club meeting was supposed to happen the day before Halloween, and we picked a spooky anime, and I had to go to like a wedding party again, or no, wedding rehearsal, I guess. Not really, but whatever wish you have is okay. Well, thank you. Wedding rehearsal. And so I moved it back to, I wanted to say Saturday, and then the party for the wedding on Saturday went way later than I thought it would, and then I just never had the time to complete it, and then I was at school doing homework till 12 AM yesterday, and I got followed by a police officer home, and that fucking sucked. But yeah, so I just didn't have time to make the slides and then do the write everything I wanted to write, and then do the meeting, or else I would have done it yesterday. Usually there's not like one day or no days between meetings, so hopefully this is the last week that we have to do 2 meetings in a week. As fun as they are, I hate feeling making you guys feel like you're rushed and feeling like I'm disorganized. Anyways, other than that, Hajime mashou ka. I should speak Japanese normally and not in this fucked up accent. Hajime mashou ka. That was worse. Alright. I put my American tones in it. Hajime mashou ka. Okay. Perfect Blue. Let's go. It's so nice that my mouse works. I forget I don't have to double click. Alright, what we doing? What the dog doing? Wait, let me get my notes. Okay. For any new people who haven't been here before, when the blue is perfect, yeah. For any new people who haven't been here before, here's the order of what we're doing today. We're gonna do our icebreaker. I don't know why the text is so small, I'm sorry. We're gonna do our icebreaker, and then we're gonna do the anime overview, which also serves as the last spoiler warning. We're gonna go over things, all else aside from the plot, all else aside from the anime and plot, like, I don't know, further plot discussion, character talk, designs, OST, etc. I have no idea what else to call this segment. I'm struggling with it, because we used to just do anime, like, plot overview and then characters, and then that was it. But I'm trying to add more, segments to talk about, and I don't know what to call it. Maybe I should just like lump it all into anime overview, but it kind of feels separate from the plot overview, so I'm not sure. Anyways, we're gonna rate the anime, and also I'll give my rating. And then we're gonna do a fun fact. And then I've also recently started adding my anime list comments and reviews. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. It's mainly just to, I don't know, get an outside opinion in a kind of funny way. And then next meeting voting for Thursday in 2 days. I've picked some short animes once again, so we will be able to complete them before Thursday or on Thursday. Either or. So yeah, let's go. Sige. So before we begin, our icebreaker is, what is an anime that you're ashamed to enjoy, or to tell people that you enjoy? This is a hard one. I think for me, I can think of two, okay? The first one is Blood Sea. This is the more socially acceptable answer. Blood Sea, because Blood Sea is known for being just like gore porn and just being gory and shit and not having a story. I think that the Blood universe and the Blood, not trilogy, but all of the Blood media is very cool. I think it's sad that Blood Sea's director made it gory. It might have just been for clicks, but it definitely got most of the eyes on it that it has today. Because without Blood Sea being in gory anime compilations, I don't think it would really be known at all. So maybe it was good, but I've talked about Blood Sea before in the anime club meeting where I went over animes that I've watched, some of them, and Blood Sea was on it. And I talk about it more in depth there, but I did really like Blood Sea by the end. And it's a rare anime where I only liked it after the last episode. I did not care for it up till the last episode. And then I watched the movie and all that, and I became an avid Blood fan, okay? So that's like, whenever I tell people I like it, they're like, oh, I only got 3 episodes in, I dropped it. I'm like, yeah, I know. I did too. It took me 4 years to finish this anime. But I like it a lot. Or more like 2 or 3, but yeah. The less socially acceptable answer would be, I love my younger sister. This is I want to say either a movie or an OVA. I'm not sure. It might be like a 2-episode OVA that's typically watched together. But this was the like second anime I ever watched. I wanted to get into anime when I was like 9 or 10. And so I watched it, and when it started, I think I found it from like someone had posted like the sex scene on it, and I remember being like, oh my gosh, how romantic, I've got to see what happens. And then they were siblings, and so but for whatever reason, it was your second anime. It was for whatever reason, it was kind of, I have to rewatch it. I haven't rewatched it in like 7 years, but I've rewatched it like 4 times when I was younger. Maybe it's not as like nicely written as I remember, but I mean, it has like a reasonable ending. It's not like it's entirely like unrealistic and awful. It's just like, it's like the brother has had a crush on his sister their whole life. They live together. I believe they're twins. Or maybe they're like paternal twins. I don't know. They're like 1 year apart maybe. So they sleep in the same bedroom, but they have bunk beds. And they're pretty normal. And then he's like, he like is really mean to his sister because he knows that incest is wrong. And he knows that she'd be disgusted at him. And the movie kind of goes over like him dating a bunch of girls, trying to like distract himself, and then he ends up like hooking up with girls to distract himself from his sister. And then I'm just going over this so you guys don't have to watch it out of curiosity. And then he ends up like enrolling in a school that's really, really far away, so that he doesn't have to be around her anymore. And then she gets really sobby and clingy, like, why are you doing this? You're being so mean to me. I don't understand. And then he hugs her and then accidentally like caresses her face and is like, oh my gosh, I'm a monster, I need to leave. That's kind of how it starts. And then eventually they end up having sex. I don't remember how they end up having sex, but they have sex. I don't know why. This was like, I think it's because it was hard for me to find anime when I was like 10. I depended on YouTube, and it was just this, and Tokyo Mew Mew, and Fruits Basket. And that was like the only 3 animes I could ever find, and that's just what I watched over and over. And I watched it with my friends. I was like, yo, you've got to see this crazy shit. But yeah, the movie basically ends where he does end up like going away, like permanently. He goes to his new school. So I can't think of like a better ending. I don't know. I'm not really sure why it was written or why it was made, but that's the plot of it. I have a really horrible confession that might be the bane of my existence, okay? And I've gotten close to confessing things about what this anime has done to me in terms of horror, but I wasn't sure if it was a safe space to do so, okay? So we listen and we don't judge, okay? But the anime I love, my younger sister, has had irreversible effects on me since I was 9 years old, and I'm going to explain how, okay? It has nothing to do with incest or brothers or anything like that. Or sisters even. So, this anime was the first sex scene I ever really saw in the media, I think. And so, it wasn't even necessarily like a sex scene, it was just like implied. Because they went to a hotel room and they talked before. And then it just like, they don't show anything, or there's not even any sounds, I don't think. I could be wrong, but it's like a pre-sex scene. So this was like the first thing that like insinuated sex that I saw when I was like 9 or 10. And I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Of course I had a crush on the brother, because he was an anime guy. And so, it was fairly normal, which as I said, when I found this anime, it was from watching the clip of that scene. And so, based on the clip, you wouldn't have guessed that they were siblings. They were also drawn to look different from each other. His girlfriends looked more like they'd be related to him than his sister did. And I partially thought there was gonna be like a plot twist where his sister wasn't actually related to him. But whatever, that's not what happened. So, in the pre-sex scene, they're like, I think they're kissing. I don't even know if it shows them kissing much. They weren't like a couple. They just kind of did this and then like never talked again. But anyways, so before they end up fucking, the girl goes, please be gentle, or like promise you'll be gentle. And this fucking line was like this was like peak literature to me when I was younger. It was like I don't know. I was like that oh my gosh. I'm blushing and kicking my feet. And so, from that moment on, when I was 9, I knew nothing about sex, right? I was like, I wonder why would someone have to say that before sex? Because I just thought it was like a pretty casual, not even a romantic thing. I didn't know that there were any feelings to it, so to speak. Physical or mental or whatever. So I asked my mom, I'm like, hey, these characters in this anime were about to have sex, and the girl said, please be gentle beforehand, and I don't know why she said that. And my mom was like, oh, it's cause like, sex hurts the girl. I was like, what? And she was like, it hurts. It physically hurts. It doesn't feel good. I was like, what? What do you mean? Oh no. And I was so fucking scared. And I was like, does it like, there's no way to avoid it? She was like, no, if nothing's gone in there before, it hurts the first time. I was like, okay, alright. And then so, I was like, oh geez. So it must be, this shit's pretty important then to ask to be gentle, right? So, I was like, obviously I developed like this fear of like, okay, I never used tampons, okay? I did not touch tampons. I'm a pad girl, okay? This fucking line influenced that. I think I tried to use a tampon once, and it hurt so bad I started crying. And it didn't even... I remember struggling. I thought I put it in. I was in crippling pain, my legs were trembling, and I had pushed the button on it all the way in. I thought it was in, and it fell out because it never went in! It never went in! And it hurt! It didn't even go in and it hurt! It burned and it didn't even go in! And I was like, oh hell no! No, no, no! I am not putting anything in there. So I've joked on stream about how I've never masturbated before, okay? I never had a super horny teenage phase. My sex drive was dead for most of my teenage years, alright? I never touched myself. I never used a tampon. One, because it hurt, and partially just because of this fucking anime quote where I was like, you know what? This doesn't sound like good business. I don't have any good experiences with trying to put anything in there. I'm just not gonna. And you know what? In the wise words of the sister who fucked her brother, I'm just gonna ask whatever guy I'm with to please be gentle. That seems like, you know, I think she had the right idea. So I was like, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm gonna be a nun, okay? I'm a nun. And I'm not gonna do anything until I'm with that special person. Not even masturbate because it scares me so much. I think I tried again when I was 16 too. But it was mainly just touching, and I couldn't do it right, and then my boyfriend yelled at me. And then my mom walked in. So that's how it went. But this anytime I even thought about it when I was like 13, 14, 15, decades after watching this, that incest anime line echoed in my head of her being like, please be gentle, and me being like, I've got to say that. You know why? Because that's peak writing. That's so romantic. Oh good. A gushes over it. Oh, how nice. So, for whatever reason, even though what? Even though I've just lost all of the brain cells I gained from studying, I'm a brain rot Vtuber. Even though I don't have that like purity mindset I had when I was younger, where I was like, oh, I have to save my first sexual experience for this whatever dude I marry. I don't even know if I intend on waiting till marriage anymore. But that being said, I still I cannot bring myself to do anything sexual because I feel like I won't be able to say I've gone over 10 years now with the intent to like hold off just so I can say that quote. I've got to make 9-year-old me's dreams come true, right? So at least now y'all know. Now y'all know if any of you guys are parasocial, any parasocial people out there are like, oh my darling Ichigo, she's gonna get married one day and they're gonna fuck and I'm gonna get cucked and I could do it better. I just wish I could be a fly on the wall and see what happens in that room. Now you know. Now you know what the first words I'm gonna say are, because you bet you can be damn sure after all this waiting, all this abstinence, those words are gonna be said. I'm gonna hit him with the please be gentle. And I'm not even like a prude. I'm not a purity person or anything anymore. There's no reason for me to want to say this at all. Can I ask how we got on this topic? Oh, the question was, what's an anime you're ashamed to enjoy? And I wanted to talk about the anime that brought me my biggest secret that I have. Is this fucking goal I've had since I was 9. That still hasn't been fulfilled. But yeah, I love my younger sister. Don't watch it. Don't watch it because you'll end up like me. You'll end up like me, a fucking freak. A freak who live streams and it has never gotten off and is pent up all the time and stares sexually at men with big butts. All with the intention to hit him with the please be gentle. And also I have no social skills. Anyways, so moving on to the rest of the club meeting. Oh, I didn't even read you guys' answers yet. Choto mate. 2 Dang and Ron put answers. I have 2 as well. Read to the end, Heaven's Lost Property, and Read to the End, Sword Art Online are hilarious. Read to the end! I'm not done. Sword Art Online. Wait, do you think Sword Art Online is funny? Is that what you're saying? Just because they're so Oh, that's a big word. Ubiquitous as typical anime, kind of stereotypically what normies think all anime is. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. Yeah, they are very iconic. I think I too thought sex was as emotional as a handshake. Bro, I can go into depth on what I thought sex was like. I still learn new things about sex to this day, alright? I learn new things and it's kind of embarrassing to share. I'll share it. I'm not shy. I think Sword Art Online is funny because there's one scene at the beginning where they first realize that, like, oh yeah, we die in real life. I think it's when Kirito makes that little tiny friend group. I think it's before he meets Azuna, and they're in the dungeon, and then one of them, like, I don't know if somebody else died first to spark this, but for some reason his whole squad just fucking sucked. They sucked. And I just remember one of them, like, falling down and just getting, like, spam slashed by the evil NPCs, and then he just explodes and bursts into shards and dies. And that scene is so funny to me because I'm like, get up, get the fuck up. That's why I think it's funny. And then Kirito pulls some, like, code out of his ass that's like, no, we've got to save this daughter we have at 17 and 16. Because Azuna is older. Azuna was like my goal to look like when I was younger. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I want to have a pretty sweater just like her. I think they're funny because they're so cringy and corny. Nothing humor is funny on its face. Yeah. So bad it's good. I think it's a nice anime if you just want, like, to watch an anime, like a stereotype, as you said. I don't know, they survived because of plot armor. I remember being like 11 and watching a YouTuber, an angry YouTuber with a nasally voice, and no face cam, no avatar, because this was 2015, angrily talk about Kirito and the coding section where he saves his fake daughter, who isn't even a real person. But yeah, I tried to watch Sword Art Online, when I was 16, and I didn't finish it. I think I got to the part where that blue-haired girl comes. I don't even know. Is Azuna even in it anymore? I feel like he has a new girl with him every time, but I couldn't watch it past the point. I think it just, like, I just kind of stopped watching it. I'll be back. I'm gonna do a bathroom break. BRB. Aki left while I was pissing, that little shitter. I still have a little bit of tea left. This shit movie. This movie? Music scary as fuck. Cake. Oh yeah, you made it! Anyways, I had to stretch for a second. Because you guys just talk so much, talking my ears off. Anyways, what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah. So what I thought sex was like as a little tiny tot, when I first learned what sex was, I was in 5th grade, and my family has theories that I knew what it was before then, because I always made my toys have sex, kind of, all the time whenever I played with them. But I don't know if that was just like my master autism sense of intelligence, or I don't know, just like the natural sense we have to eventually know what it is. I have no idea. So when I first like got the talk, I was in 5th grade, and I told my mom that kids at school were talking about making out and having boyfriends. It was probably just like bullshit. Like it was probably just like people being like, "Oh yeah, we're in middle school now, and we're adults and baddies and teenagers." And so I was thinking if I wanted to go into the lore of how I knew what pregnancy was, but no, that's too early. So I think it was just like kids talking just to talk. But my mom was like, "Oh my god," I heard her panicking on my on the phone. She's like, "Oh my god, they're having sex already in middle school. Oh, this world is going to hell. I need to have the talk with her. Would you rather her learn it at school or in the halls?" And so she comes in, she's like, "Ichigo, you know that adults can get pregnant, right? You know that moms get pregnant and babies are made?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, do you know how the babies are made?" I was like, "No." And she was like, "Well, do you know what a guy's private parts look like?" And I was like, "Yeah, it looks like a hairy worm." And she was like, "Okay, well, when a baby's made, the hairy worm goes into..." And then I started screaming, and I shoved my head in the pillow and started covering my ears. And she just kind of got up and assumed that I got the gist of it. That was as far as I learned. Hello. That was as much as I learned about sex. So she never clarified anything else after that. She never even clarified that it goes into the vagina. I just heard that the penis goes into something, and I didn't like where that was going. I didn't want to hear the rest. So the rest of it was filled in by everything but my parents, basically. So I saw some like anime sex scenes, and I got like confused because oh, I remember immediately having an emergency meeting with my friend next door, and we were sitting behind the couch like, why do adults do that? I don't know. It sounds gross. They're so weird. Yeah. Do you think that they enjoy it? I don't know. I don't think so. Do they talk during it? I guess. I think so. So what I pictured was like, I thought like max. I thought like you only really take off your underwear to get to the private parts, and then like the rest of you stays clothed. I thought like the shirt stays on. I thought if a guy even wanted to see the bra during sex, then he's just a fucking pervert and disgusting. That's what I thought. And I thought that there was no movement. I thought like you just put it in. And then I don't like the way that pop sounded. Hold on, I gotta get my lips wet. Okay. My fucking piercings, bro. If I can't make a sound effect for a penis going into the vagina, then I don't want piercings anymore. Okay, it goes in there, and then nobody moves, nobody talks, nobody does anything, and everyone's fully clothed. And then I thought, they just kind of sit there, maybe talk to each other, and then it's just done. I thought I didn't think that there was any like splooging coming out. I just kind of thought I just thought like it was just like I thought your body just kind of knew. I'll come back in a later bit. No, stay Noir. Get on Fortnite. No. I keep saying your name and I keep thinking your train printer. There's splooging coming out? Yeah, actually, every time a guy has sex, the penis actually falls off. And, like, blood goes everywhere. And then it takes him, like, a month to grow it back before he can do it again. That's what happens. So, I just thought it was, like, you just kind of sit there for maybe, like, 2 minutes. And then you just kind of wait till you think that your bodies know what you've done. And then the baby happens. That's what I thought. And before that, I thought babies were only made by like when you sleep in the same bed with a person. That's how I thought babies were made before I had the talk. And so this is the concept of sex that I had in my head till about 12. And I thought that, like, whenever I saw guys moving in, like, anime or, like, in movies, I thought that that was just, like, freaky shit. Like, I thought guys only moved if you move during sex. If you thrust at all, you're just a pervert, bro, and you need to be shot and hung in the street. That's what I thought. I was like, Jesus. Like, I remember watching Wolf of Wall Street when I was 11, and I saw, like, him thrusting, going crazy on his wife. I was like, man, you know, that's how you know that this guy is a no-good guy. Because he's thrusting during sex. Why doesn't he just hold still like a gentleman? I don't know. So then, as I get older, I learn more and more information. And it was when I was 12. Oh, let me describe how I thought the penis looked. Okay, so just hold out your thumb, right? Picture your thumb. Picture that the nail is gone. Picture a tiny hole in the top. And then the entire thing is covered with hair. And, it's floppy and can't get hard. That's what I thought the penis was. And I thought every guy's penis was the same size. And I still kind of hope that that's true. I still kind of pray that that's true. Because then it won't hurt as much. But, so I remember telling my mom. I think she was doing my hair when I was 12. Breaking news, local feral degenerate moves during sex. Starting schedule at 7 p.m. Yeah, I was like, oh god, what a freak. I hope my future husband doesn't thrust during sex. And we're not the same. This was news to me. I thought it was like covered in thick curly pubes all the way up to the hair, all the way up to the hole, to the urethra. Oh, and I also thought that there were no balls. I didn't know that balls existed. I thought it was just kind of hanging there. Little tiny thumb guy. And the next crucial piece of penis lore that I learned was my mom was doing my hair, and I said I had a question about sex, and I asked, I asked how people have sex if the penis is covered in hair, because I said, doesn't the hair get in the way? And she was like, no, it doesn't get in the way. And I was like, but isn't the penis covered in hair? Doesn't the hair get all the, like, gloop and shit inside of it? She was like, what? I was like, yeah, it's like it's covered in the thick pubes, right? Doesn't it get, like, pasted down and, like, give you hair burn when it goes in? She started laughing. She was like, what? No, there's no hair on it. I was like, what? She was like, it's bald. I was like, what? And I was like, okay, well, then, like, how does it go in then? If it's like, if it's like thumb sized, and it's not hard. And she was like, cause I was like, don't you have to kind of like use your fingers and like push it in, cause it's so floppy and small, and you just gotta like kind of finger that shit in there, and then hope it stays. And she was like, no, it gets hard. I was like, what? Well, what do you mean? What do you mean it gets hard? She was like, it gets hard. I don't know. It gets hard so it can go in there. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my god. And then she was like, and no, they're not thumb size. They're much bigger than that. I was like, what do you mean? Like how bigger? She was like 5 to like 6 inches. I was like, what? 5 to 6? 5 to 6, and of course, because I'm like 12, I immediately go to my backpack and I pull out my pencil pouch and I grab my little ruler, and it only goes up to 6 inches. And I was like, I was fucking terrified, bro. I was like, 6 inches? What, gulp? I was like, no. I'm never having sex in my life. And of course my mother was delighted to hear this. She was ecstatic, actually. And then she was like, I mean, there's a bunch that are way bigger than that. I was like, what do you mean? And she was like 9, 10 sometimes? I mean, she was with my dad, so like, she probably knew since she had a thing for black guys, but she was probably just like sparing me. But I was like, oh, what do you mean? And then she was like, yeah, they're not all the same size. It varies from guy to guy. And I was like, okay, this is where a joke started. This has been a joke that my friends made fun of me from like 2016 to 2022. My friends have made fun of me for saying this. This is what I said. Any guy I date has to have 4 inches at most. I'm not dating bigger than that. I don't want bigger than that. 4 inches is too big. It's too big. I don't want it. I can't even put a tampon in. No. I'm not putting... No. Absolutely not. I don't even want to think about it. So then this started when I went to school. I went to school that day, and I started looking down at every guy around me after learning that they don't have a little thumb-sized hairy thing in their pants. They're all carrying fucking bottle rockets in there, and they're gonna go in me, and it's gonna hurt, and I'm gonna bleed. That's what's gonna happen. And I haven't even learned about the excrement yet. I haven't even learned about that. So I was petrified. I was like, oh my god. I just kept looking around, like all these guys got penises in their pants, and they want to stick it in me. And then every time they talk to me, like, hey Ichigo, hey, you're kind of cute. You wanna go to the junior prom? No! Get away from me! And keep that thing away from me. And you guys take that? You guys take it to school with you? You guys don't leave it at home? You guys are sick! This is a sick world! It's sick and I hate it here! And I came home and this fear never left me. I would be pacing my room at like age 15 like, oh my god. I still haven't quite come to terms with it. I was like, oh my god, they all have it. They all have it. It's around us, everywhere. It's always in a room with me. I can't go anywhere to escape it without being surrounded by at least 5 of them in the classroom. And they're in there, and odds are at least one of them wants me. And I was like, oh my god. That is horrible. And then my mom was like, no. It has to move or else it won't get the job done. And every time she like drip fed me more information about what the reality, the dark truth about how babies are made, I had the exact same reaction. It ruined my month. I could not think the same after learning more and more. I could not hear all of this information at once, bro. It fucking sucked. It's sick. It's sick and it's twisted. And you know what? You're all perverts. And I was like, oh my god, I don't even remember the first time I saw one, bro. I can't remember. Aside from like, you know, when I was a kid and like I saw like some other naked like toddlers. But I think that's where I got like the thumb size thing from. And so this is where I developed this kind of like prude personality. I was like, I'm still kind of this way, but not in like a religious way. But I was like, I'm never having sex. I don't want any guy with an average sized dick. No, it has to be smaller. I can't handle it. And if a guy wants to have sex with me, fuck him, bro. He's sick and he's twisted. And if a guy actually loved me, he would cut his penis off and burn it, so I never have to see it or think about it again. And then so I went my whole teens just being like, I'm never having sex ever. Also with this tiny the goal in mind to say the line if I ever did. So anytime a guy would hit on me, I would hit him with the no. Any guy who dates me has to be 4 inches at most. Preferably 3. Or preferably 2. or none. Preferably he was born without a penis. Or balls. And a scrotum. You know what? Fuck the scrotum too. I hate that shit. Why is there nothing there? What do you guys do down there? Like, what are you supposed to do with it? It's just like an empty space? It's fucking weird. And then so, a prison of tight snobs when it complains a lot about how they think things are unacceptable. I thought prude was like someone who doesn't like sex and hates people who have it. So that's how I've lived my life the past 10 years. But as I said, I'm still learning more things about sex, okay? To this day. And so, I don't remember when I learned that, like, the excrement happens. I genuinely don't remember. I think, you know what, it had to be from a fanfic, right? It had to be from a fanfic. And so, I think it was, you know, I think I remember exactly what it was. There is a My Little Pony fanfic called A Minty Evening, and in that, the ponies fuck, and there is a voiced version of it on YouTube, I think. I think I remember the name, even. And the guy says he busted his stallion juice all over, and I was like, stallion juice? What's stallion juice? And then, I was like, I asked my friends, I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean stallion juice? Like sweat? Pee? And you know, there was like for a second, I thought jizz meant pee. Like whenever people were like, blah blah blah, I jizzed all over her, bro. I was like, you peed on her? What the fuck? You guys are fucking weird. And you know, it doesn't really help that I learned most of my like actual sex ed from this 15-year-old dude with a piss kink. And he would just be like, yeah, it's normal to pee inside your girlfriend. Guys do it all the time. We just pee all over them. All over the place. I was like, okay, I guess it's normal then. So, what side of the internet were you on? The brony side of the internet, bro. I was in the brony fandom. And then so... But it didn't stop there, bro. It didn't stop there. And then I learned, as I was drip-fed more and more information, more than I could handle each time, about the truth about penises. And I learned about foreskin, and that you have to like peel them back and clean, and I was like, what the hell? And guess who taught me what foreskin was, bro? My Russian ex-boyfriend, because he wasn't circumcised. And so the way I learned about foreskin was because he would always complain that his penis stunk. He'd be like, my penis stinks because I haven't cleaned it. I was like, what the fuck? And so I went to class with my loser friends in the computer room, and I was like, I hate penises. I can't take it anymore. They suck. I hate them, and they're ugly, and they're just like stanky, lanky mushrooms, and I hate them, and they stink. And I'm never touching one. And then one of them was like, what are you talking about? No, they don't. I was like, they have that like extra layer of skin on the top. And they were like, that's the foreskin and it's gross. I was like, what do you mean? They were like, that's the little bit that you get cut off when you're a baby. And I was like, what the fuck? Why do you guys have to get the tip of your penis cut off when you're born? Are you guys human? And they were like, I don't know, it's like to prevent... I think it's like, they were like, Jewish people get it cut off. And then the other one was like, no, only Jewish people keep it. And they were like, no, it's if you're Jewish, you have to get it cut off. And they were like, but Catholics do it too. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are your penises religious? I don't care. I don't want to hear about them anymore. Keep them away from me. Get away from me. And then they were like, you know, Ichigo, in my opinion, penises look better than vaginas. And I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean? They were like, I don't know, you know, vaginas are all wrinkly. And I was like, no, I don't think so. It's just a hole, right? They were like, no. I was like, what? And so I go home. I'm 16 at this point in time, right? I go home, and I'm like, I gotta get to the bottom of this, bro. I gotta get to the bottom of this. And I'm stressed the fuck out. And I don't have like a mirror that moves, so I grabbed this like super old mirror I got at Christmas time. You're 13 plus, by the way. Yeah, and I was 16 when I had this conversation. These are 16 plus topics. What? As if every guy here hasn't had worse conversations with their friends. And so I went home and I grabbed this mirror and I put it against the toilet and I like hiked my leg up and I was petrified, bro. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I need a minute to think about this, bro. I need to sit down. I got 16 plus. Yeah, but it's a 13 plus stream. Is this not just like really awkward cringe sex ed? It hasn't been inherently kinky yet. And I was like, holy shit, bro, holy shit. We're all just ugly. We're all ugly. Every person's ugly and I'm ugly. And I think the best solution to all of this is to just, for nobody to have sex ever, at all. I think that's the only way. The only way to fix this. But it didn't stop there, and this is where it gets embarrassing. This is where it gets, I guess technically sexual, but not really because it's kind of cringy. So I'm 16 now. All of my friends are having sex and shit. They're like jerking off, jorking it, getting naked, making out, going to parties and shit. And I'm still like an anime weeb person. I've never even held a hand, never even hugged a guy. And so I'm like, I get most of my information from like fanfics. And at 16, yes. I get most of my information from fanfics and like, I don't even know if I was listening to ex-listeners at this point. I think I might have been, but like that's not really a far cry from fanfics. It's like fiction. And then so I'm like, I'm trying to traverse high school where everyone's having sex with like no knowledge at all. And no like actual, I don't know, no knowledge and no like emotional skills whatsoever. And then so I get my, okay, so me, I had 2 boyfriends for context. I had the Russian and I had the one after the Russian, and that's pretty much it. Aside from like some talking stages. So these were the 2 major ones that I've had. So if I sound immature, this is why. This is why. This was the only in-depth interpersonal relationships I had. So this is like 2019 and 2020 is the span of my dating career pretty much. And so the first one, the one with the stinky foreskin, broke up with me because I wasn't sexual enough. So that when we broke up, I was like not into doing all that freaky shit. And then so I'm with this next guy, and he's fairly nice. He's nicer. He asked me to have sex, and then I was like, what the fuck? No. And I kind of got the ick after that, because I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean we're dating and you want to see my boobs? Fucking freak. What do you like me or something? Ugh. Get a grip, bro. And then so, he was like nicer than the Russian. And we were talking, and I think he was like, oh, you're so pretty, your skin's so pretty, blah blah blah. And I think I was like just like cringy like teenage talk. I think we were talking about sexual stuff, but it wasn't like freaky. It was just kind of like, I don't know, like, what if we made out one day? Oh my gosh, like, not even like, I don't know how to describe it. Just like cringe, like, I guess like e-dater level shit? I don't really know. It wasn't like anything that a parent would be concerned over, I don't think. So, we were talking, and then I try and shoot my shot at like sexting for the first time. And I think this is the last time I did it, because we broke up after, not long after. So I was like, I think he was like, oh yeah, like, oh, we're gonna be together forever, blah blah blah, I'll be so nice to you, all that stuff. And I was like, oh, I want you, what if you, like, I don't know what I said exactly, but I said something about him making me, like, orgasm for 7 times in 30 minutes. I think that's what I said. I was like, you should, like, what if you made me do it in, like, 7 times? Non-stop. And he was like, that's not possible. I was like, what? What do you mean? yeah, it is. You're just like a pussy loser bitch. And he was like, no, that's not good. That's like physically painful at that point. I was like, what? And I was so embarrassed. I'm sweating just talking about it. And so I was like, oh, sorry. And then that was like the last time I tried to talk about anything sexual. And then I broke up with him because he kissed me. That's how our relationship ended. He kissed me. That was my first kiss. I didn't like it. I broke up with him because I didn't want to kiss anybody. And that was my last relationship. And now I'm a VTuber who stinks and doesn't talk to men. So my point being, I had virtually no sex ed, and I didn't have any self-taught sex ed. So whenever I try to talk to guys, at least recently, I still kind of talk that way. I can't flirt normally because I don't know what happens aside from the scientific part and what I've heard in like fanfics and like hentai and ex-listeners. So I've been told by like in the past when I've tried to talk to guys, they're like, I don't know, talking to you makes me feel like a pedophile because you act like really young. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, my friends have always told me that, even when I was like 14. A lot of my friends were like 9, not 9, what the fuck. I think I had like one 9-year-old friend, but like my friends would be like 13 and 12 when I was 14. And when I was 16, my friends would be like, not my friends. My friends were all older than me, but like my online circles were always younger. And my boyfriends were usually like 1 to 2 years younger than me. And so the diddler? No, I never touched them. I never did anything with them. So I was like, I mean, I don't know, like, it's like I'll be okay. And then like I think the last guy I even tried talking to was like in 2023, like over summer break, right before I re-debuted, and they were like, I don't know, cause like you're already like 2 years younger than me, and you look really young, and you act really young, and you don't really have like mature concepts of things. And I think I talked about that on a stream after. I was like, I feel like people infantilize me because I'm autistic. It's probably not even because I'm autistic. It's probably because I'm a fucking freak. But that won't stop me. That won't stop me. I have goals, and I know that there is a guy with a 4-inch dick out there just for me. Inshallah, there is a man out there with a small dick just for me. And he's waiting for me. He's waiting for me right now. And ideally, he has a lot of Terraria hours. I don't have a lot. I don't ask for a lot, okay? I don't ask for a lot. That's all I want. It's an hour and a half. Ugh! You guys talk so much. Also, I will continue to be asleep till the end of my days. Yeah, asexual Ichigo. I used to tell people I was so they'd leave me alone. Is that like sexual harassment? We were both like flirting with each other. That was like my attempt at flirting. I guess that's what I should have said. We were flirting with each other. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word. Dumbass assignments and canvas. I'm sorry, Brad. Well, you haven't missed the club really at all. Please do not use inshallah in that context. What? Don't Muslim guys pray for like a nice religious woman all of the time? There's probably 10 of them using it in that context right now. Except they're not asking for a micro penis, but probably just like a nice God-fearing woman. Alright, continuing with the anime club. Thank you guys for confessing the animes you're ashamed to like. And I've made my own confessions in this booth. And happy No Nut November. What I just walk into? No, don't worry. I don't have the bravery to even summarize what I've been talking about. I talked about an incest anime dictating the entirety of my sex life for the past 10 years. Basically, we were just starting anime discussion, yeah. Yeah, you haven't missed anything, yeah. This is the most embarrassed I've ever been. I'm sweating so much, but I just had to confess. I had to confess because At least if anybody tries to spread some fake-ass rumors about me, you guys will know, because all the crazy shit I've done, I've told you guys, and there are no secrets here. Alright, moving on from the icebreaker. So the anime we voted on for last week is Perfect Blue. It is a movie from winter 1998. It's rated R, and it has a 8.55 rating on my anime list. And then I have so much snot in my throat because it's cold out. You guys haven't even started yet. Yeah, I've been yapping for a while. Very short icebreaker, yeah. Yeah, for the most of my homework, then I'll cry myself to sleep. I'm sorry, Brad. Good luck. Is your car like mangled, or is it like at least drivable? You got this bread? Yeah, get this bread. As they say. We love you. Yeah, we love you. I believe in you, Unc. Yeah, what he said. So the synopsis is, after leaving her pop idol group to become an actress, a young performer's life spirals into chaos. As she struggles to shed her innocent image, she faces mounting pressure, an obsessive stalker, and a mysterious website that eerily mirrors her every move. Reality and illusion begin to blur, pushing her to the edge of madness. So, if that sounds interesting to you, get out and leave. This is the last, no spoiler zone before we get into our super high intelligent discussions about it. So going once, going twice, going 3 times. I'm almost out of water. And here we go. So because it's a movie, I don't have the episode, like, I don't know, like, layout. So I just have these pictures here. Then I have some other slides to guide my topic along. So I'm gonna do like my best attempt at a plot overview for anybody who doesn't care about spoilers. So this movie is very artistic, so I can't touch on everything, and my plot summary isn't going to deliver it in the same way that the movie does in terms of like reveals and what happens and unsettlingness. So you might want to watch it on your own if you want the same experience. But basically we start out with Mima, who is a pop idol. She's a J-pop idol. And she announces that she's leaving her group because she's pursuing an acting career. And she's kind of trying to like become a woman now and not like kind of this babyish idol aesthetic. And then so the story follows how she kind of gets put in a lot of roles that she really didn't want to be in, pressured to do like bad jobs for actors, like jobs nobody else wants to do, jobs that make her upset and uncomfortable. And then at the same time she has a stalker, and she starts to kind of have like dissociative psychosis episodes where she can't really tell the difference between her roles and herself, and she really regrets the path she's taken. And it just kind of, it's very trippy, basically. And then people around her start dying, and then she kind of can't even tell if she's the one that killed them or if it was somebody else because her memory is so hazy. And then it just kind of goes over that and then shows the killer allegedly at the end. This movie is it's often called the like best movie ever. I actually watched this movie when I was like 11 or 12 on my Kindle Fire HD tablet in my bunk bed, I think over Christmas break or something, late at night. And as I've reminisced before, back then when you wanted to watch an anime, you looked up top 10 anime on YouTube in 2015, and you listened to some loser guy talk about his top 10 favorite animes, and that's how you picked, because he knew what he was talking about. 12? Yeah, 12. Probably 11 actually. And my flex is that I watched this before everyone was using this blood-covered Mima for slowed and reverb songs on YouTube, and before it had a bunch of video essays made about it. So, I watched this raw, and I didn't know that my anime list existed yet, so I had nowhere to direct my thoughts. after experiencing this movie. So this is the first time I've rewatched it, and I remember not really understanding it as a kid. Now I do pretty well. I'm not sure if it's just the second rewatch that made me understand, or if I'm just like older. But I think I can pretty carefully explain what happened if anyone has any questions, because it is trippy, and the director himself said that the movie, like, trippy scenes in the movie aren't really intended to have any sort of solid way to see them. It's entirely like perception, basically. The only thing he clarified was the ending, which apparently confused people. To me, it was an uplifting ending. I'm not sure. So, I think that's it for the plot overview, and then I'll go into my notes. They're kind of out of order, and I'll talk about what I think. I'm gonna get water though, since I have so much mucus in my throat today. So BRB. I'm back. I have root beer milk in my Hello Kitty cup, and also I'm sweating a lot and I stink. Oh, and also I'm ugly. And I was grabbing the root beer milk and there was wedding leftovers on top of it, and it fell out and onto the floor. In the box still, it didn't spill. But that was annoying. Guys, I have a confession. It was my wedding, and the groom is Goro. I think, probably. The groom is Willow. The groom is Willow, and there's a reason Willow only showed up after the wedding, and it's because he moved in with me, and I've been hiding Willow from you guys, but that's why Willow showed up yesterday and gifted me Nitro the day after the wedding. And yes, I said the line to him on a Sunday night. Anyway, I'm gonna drink my root beer milk and be stinky. Thought you were gonna say the groom was Goku Black. You're right, missed opportunity. I'm here, what the fuck? Hi, babe. I love you. It's so embarrassing that you're watching me now. He never watched my streams before this. I love my Hello Kitty cup so much. Anyways, continuing. I am so tired of having the same tiny piece of mucus in my throat for like 12 years. I did it. Yeah, you did it. My chat is under the Aki picture, but which is more important? I think Aki. Alright, so, onto this slide. I put these pictures here to pertain to what I want to say. I wanted to say, we don't actually ever find out who killed anybody, actually. The writer, the photographer, I think the director also. Who else? The manager? It's never actually shown, aside from like this, the pizza delivery scene. It's implied that it's like a stalker, right? But it's not ever confirmed. Like we see Mima here killing him, but that's like allegedly like a hallucination. She like dreamt that because that's what she wanted to do. It could have been Rumi. We're not sure. It's never confirmed. And I thought that was interesting. That it's kind of left up to interpretation. And she quote unquote killed him after he gave her more parentheses rape scene. I feel like do I want to go into like how the movie talks about the like acting sort of entertainment industry for women? I have these written out like really out of order, so I can't really tie the topics together. But I just jotted that down because I thought it was interesting. This movie, I think, is a movie about a lot of things. There's a lot of layers to it. And it does have a book as well that it's kind of loosely based on. But the book is very, very different. And I think that the book is scarier than the movie. In a different way. Because the book is more like actual horror that I won't go into. It's very gruesome. The movie is like psychological horror. I just have this shit 10-year-old YouTube with the old ass nickname. What are we talking about? I said something 10 years ago. I don't remember if that's what you're replying to though. So, I can like physically feel the same piece of mucus like in my throat just rattling, but I suck at like coughing and actually coughing things up, so I just clear my throat all the time. They said I've never watched it. Oh, the streams. Actually, I remember you. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's different from the book. But as for the movie, it has a lot of different like symbolisms and things. And I wrote that I think it's a movie about illusions and reality, and your sense of self and your sense of others, and like how others view you and how you view others, and how you think others view you, is what I think. And if I'm correct, the director or the writer, or I don't remember who it was, someone who like had a big role in making the movie, said that it kind of represents what happens when this I guess like avatar you use as yourself, it becomes too different from who you actually are. Or like, not that, when the way that people perceive you becomes too different than what you actually are, and they start to have these unrealistic expectations of you. That the movie is about when the gap gets too big, I think is what he said. So that's one of the themes I put in here. I'm trying to go through my notes and go in like like movie order. I wanted to say, this is just like a random note. I thought it was cute at the beginning that Mima didn't know like much about the internet, because this was in like 1998. So she was like asking her manager to help her set up her internet system and stuff, and she was like so in awe over it, and then just like immediately got hooked on stalking what other people were saying about her, to the point where it made her spiral. And I thought that was interesting. A lot of people have said that this movie somehow kind of like predicted the future, because at the time, like, online parasocial relationships didn't really exist yet. it was like, it's just idols. Idols always had stalkers, you know, they always had crazy fans. So this is like the first movie where it kind of, not the first, but like one of the earliest, right as the internet was beginning, where it showed like people being parasocial on the internet, basically. So, I just thought it was cute when she was all excited about her manager setting up the internet. I have a bunch of like theme notes there. I'm trying to make sure I go in order. I might go back to that first slide too. I moved to my new flat today. Oh, congrats! I hope it's nice. I wanted to say, in terms of design, actually, I guess I'll say that later. Do you want a room tour? If you want to. I'll go to this slide. I wanted to point out there's a theme of red in the movie, not just in the blood, but in other things. You see it in Mima's lips here, in the pizza box, in the background, in the grocery store, in the fish, in a lot of things. This is not the only scenes. These are just the ones I could find off the top of my head. But there's a theme of like the color red here, like crimson red, and it kind of becomes more prominent in the screen, or like on the screen as the movie progresses, as things get worse. And with the final outfit that the Mimarin is wearing, throughout the movie it's pink and white and stuff. At the end it's red. It's kind of hard to pick up on that, but Doomy slash Mimarin is wearing a red dress at the end. It kind of signifies like Mima's state getting worse. Let me see what the... Okay, here. I wanted to point out also, this is on no fault of the movie, but I was first of all, it doesn't seem like her co-members miss her. I can't really... I'm looking through my notes to see what I said. Her co-members are doing fine without her, yes. They hit the top 100 without her. And they're fine without her. And they seem to like not even like her, almost. Because when she had that photo shoot, they were like, oh yeah, I'm sure she's gonna take off all her clothes. She's so good at doing that. It wasn't clear. And it wasn't really clear, like, if how Mima felt about her group, because obviously she misses it now while she's like in the hell that is the acting business. It wasn't clear if she actually like was happy about moving out and starting her acting career, or if she didn't want to, if she wanted to stay being an idol, or if she was pressured to, or both, and if she actually missed being an idol, or if she like just missed life before everything happened. I wasn't sure. Because she had stalkers and stuff when she was still an idol. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that, and then I'll go back here. What do I want to talk about next? The Oss. I couldn't find a name for the Oss name because there's not an opening or ending, but the Oss is very good. The Oss is very scary. I thought it was really nicely done to the point where I hate the song. It makes me uncomfortable. But Cham's music is very cute. I'll give it that. That's the more surface level stuff. Into the more in-depth stuff, I wanted to say, as a lot of people pointed out, a lot of the most of the non-idols and non-actors are drawn ugly. And people will see them and go, oh my gosh, they're so ugly. They're so hard to look at. That's kind of the point, art-wise, is that like idols and actors are seen as these perfect beings, and that everyone else is like ugly or average, I think is what the movie was trying to say. Kind of put the viewer in like the eyes of, I don't know, I guess what the fans see, so to speak. So that's what I wrote about the the art, and then on to the actual, like, I don't know, fan theories. I wanted to say, this is confirmed. I think I just missed it in the movie, but sorry for coughing. I'm like, if I inhale too much, I might inhale stuff. I'm trying not to. So Rumi, Mima's manager, was actually a former idol. She was a successful idol, very much so. And then she left the idol career. She tried to pursue an acting career. It didn't work, and so now she's an actual like middle-aged woman now. She's managing these idol girls. Thank you, Jihei. I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was a sneeze or a cough. Anyways, so she's managing the idol girls. So she very much relates to the idols. She thinks that she knows what's best because she was a very successful one. With that being said, I want to say the way I took a lot of the themes in the movie, to put it bluntly, is that I'll explain this later if I sound like a freak. Being a pop idol, being a J-pop idol, sorry, being an idol, at least in the Japanese sense, and maybe K-pop sense, Japanese idols are very much more like girly. K-pop idols make all sorts of like kind of mature music sometimes. Japanese idols are very like fantastical most of the time, I feel. So, what I wrote is that being an idol equals being a virgin. You are a girl. You are young, you are youthful, you are innocent, you're a virgin. That's how I wrote it. Being an actress, as portrayed in the film, equals not. You are an adult. You're too mature. Too mature to go back to that. You're soiled now, as Mimarin said after Mima acted in her first scene or second scene. It's seen as like, oh, you can be paid to act out whatever you need to be, whatever you need to act out. You're not innocent anymore. You're acting all these scenes. You're taking off your clothes for the camera, even if it's fake. Is how kind of Mimarin put it, and she straight up said you're ruined, you're soiled, blah blah blah, that stuff. And so what I wrote is that you were expected to be a virgin as a girl, in parentheses, pop idol, and then the moment you become an actress slash woman, you're expected to be sexually available, aka you should be open to being in different roles in different shoots and stuff, things like that. Like do whatever you're told, just act this out. It's just acting, blah blah blah. Especially because the one, Mima was an idol since she was like a teenager, and most of based on the movie and the book, most of the songs that Cham produces are very youthful. I think one of them is called Innocent Forever also. There is this focus on like innocence, I guess, and like Cham's white clothes also. And then so Mima is trying to be like more mature, maybe like I'm shedding this innocent persona I have, and also kind of feeling like she can't become a woman without immediately being sexualized. But also, even the guys, all her stalkers and fans, being mad that she's being sexualized, are also inherently sexualizing her because they're obsessed with her purity, so to speak. If that makes sense. And when Mima is reminiscing over being in Cham, the song that her co-members are singing inherently is about, it's the scene where she's dancing on the stage with them in the little suits, and they look kind of worried on the stage. It is literally a song about not wanting to be a woman. The lyrics are like, oh, like I don't want to wear a suit. I just want to wear these like comfortable clothes. I don't feel like dating you because you know it won't work out. I want to be like I'm staying this way forever, blah blah blah, is the song that they're a lot of their songs are like that. And so how I take it is when you see it this way, the movie makes a little bit more sense. And also Rumi represents a woman who has fully transitioned from girlhood to womanhood successfully. She is a grown woman. She's not an idol anymore. She was an actor. And she misses being a girl. And then we see Mima missing being a girl as well. And it's kind of portrayed as like her co-members are happy. They have no worries. They make a lot of money. And they don't have to put themselves in the situations that Mima has to put herself in. And Rumi misses being a girl is what I think Rumi represents. Clinging to it so. And so she lives vicariously through Mima, who was a girl, and she kind of resents Mima for throwing away her girlhood that she had to become an actor. I guess because she was kind of living through her. Japanese idols tend to get stalked more than Korean idols, I heard. Well, Korean idols have like a lot of privacy, I feel like in Japan, idols, you could be like an underground idol. Like you can just like leave out the back of the venue, you don't have any security, you just walk home to your apartment, and like the idols there go shopping at grocery stores. I don't think the Korean idols can. And Japanese idols are just kind of, I feel like they're a little more casual. Obviously not baby metal, like very, very big ones like that. I don't even know if that counts as idols, but like in traditional idol culture and in Japan, there's just more stalking. Like you can just be like a normal person like me and have a stalker. Like I have a pretty like she's pretty, but like she's not like an idol. She's just like a normal girl friend in Japan, and she got stalked just randomly. Like it just happens. I genuinely don't know. Yeah, it's a big problem there. So that's how I kind of took the show, and like the show, the movie, and especially with the stalker being like, oh, I can't, like being angry that she was in the sexual photo shoot, and then being mad that people were buying the magazine, but then he didn't. If he actually respected her quote unquote innocence, he would have thrown away all the magazines, but instead he kept them in her room. I mean, in his room. So it's like there's like two sides of like girls get sexualized because they're supposed to be innocent and pure. Women get sexualized because they're expected to just do it all the time because they're women. Is basically how I took one of the messages of the movie. Yeah, that's what I wrote. Anything else? There was something else I wanted to say, but I think it's mainly like surface level stuff. I did want to point out during the disassociation montage that is a majority of the movie, where Dumi keeps, or not Dumi, what the fuck? Mima, how did I forget her name? Mima keeps waking up in her bed, the director streams cut. It's like this montage where she's constantly going from acting to like real life and experiencing traumatic things acting and in real life, and she can't really tell what's acting and what's what's fake, and she just keeps waking up in her bed. We sometimes wake up in Numi's room because at the end of the movie it's shown that Numi has made her room almost identical to Mima's because she genuinely thinks that she's Mima. She's living vicariously through her. Numi is texting people pretending to be Mima, and we see Mima wake up. She's stressed out. She hates all the roles she has. She's tired of having to have all these sexual jobs. And she misses being an idol in Chan. We sometimes wake up in Numi's room, which I think is literally Rumi. It's literally Rumi, because Rumi views herself as Mima, so she's portrayed as Mima on the screen. And she's finally revealed to be Rumi later. Or Rumi. I think we literally are going back and forth in this montage of like waking up as Mima in her room and waking up as Rumi in Rumi's room, because Rumi is just as upset about Mima's career path as Mima is, it seems. To the point where Rumi is crying during Mima's rape scenes that she had to act out. Yeah. So that's one thing that I noticed on the second watch. At first I thought it was like Mima's room getting dirtier and dirtier as she spirals. But no, it's literally Rumi's room, I believe. I also think, and this one's uncomfortable, the scene where I think Mima is shooting the photo shoot, and on Mima's room, the website, it said that she was supposed to join, like, re-enter Cham and dance on stage with them that night at the concert. It was written by the stalker, hopefully. And she reads that and she's like, what? And the stalker is really upset that she did that on the day of the photo shoot. It shows what is Rumi, but what Mima thinks is her hallucination, dancing on the stage with the Cham girls, and they both look really nervous and kind of worried looking at her. I think that was genuinely just Rumi, like, in real life. I don't think that was a thing that didn't happen. I think that Rumi was actually up there in the costume dancing with Cham because I think she actually believed she was Mima at that point. And then yeah, there's a lot of scenes where at first it's like you think it's Mima, but it's Rumi, or you think it's just a hallucination and it's Rumi. But like I said, we never actually learned who did all the killings, or if it was different people at all, or one person. So that's what I wrote in my notes. I think that's everything I wrote specifically about the movie. I want to say the show that Mima is acting in throughout the movie, I think it's called Double Blind, and it has a lot of parallels to the story where it's like meant to trip you out and you think that you're watching like real life, but it's actually just the show, or like mini plot twists. I think it is kind of a direct parallel to the movie, almost the same story, because there's murders happening. Mima has to act out a rape scene and then she almost gets raped in the same spot. The person she's playing is suffering from DID. Mima's like debating if she suffers from DID. We don't see any like police scenes in the movie, despite all of the murders. All of the police and investigation scenes we do see are in the show Double Blind when they're investigating the murders there in this fictional show. So I thought that was interesting because we kind of see the investigation scenes through Double Blind. It kind of answers any other questions that are left unsaid. And yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say about the movie. And also the director said about the last scene, some people were like, I don't get the last scene. Is it a plot twist? Because the last scene shows Rumi in the mental hospital because she thinks that she's Mima. And Mima visits her and gives her flowers and says, thanks to her I'm who I am today, blah blah blah. And she goes to her car and looks in the mirror and says, like, no, I'm the real Mima. Basically, to me, what that said is that she has a strong sense of self now and she's not losing her mind anymore. What other people took that as is, wait, is that a fake Mima? Is that Rumi? Is that actually Rumi? I don't know. That's what I saw a lot of people debating. But the director said it wasn't meant to be any sort of like trick or plot twist. That's just her saying that she has a stronger sense of self. So I hope that my little rambles explained any questions you guys had about the movie after watching it. Any sort of confusion, confuzzlement. And if you guys have any more questions, because I've watched it twice now, feel free. I did want to say, a lot of people say, because nowadays there's like hundreds of video essays on this movie now. I wanted to say, everyone's like, this is the greatest movie ever made. This is the greatest anime ever made. I want to say it's good. It's a good movie. It's great even. It's cinematically put together. It's great. It's a nice rewatch. I don't know if I would put it like oh, this is the greatest anime of all time. I think it's a good story, and I think it's mainly the way that it was executed that makes it so good. The overall story, aside from the plot twist at the end, as some people who don't like it have said, it's just kind of like a girl dealing with stalkers in Paris. But I think when you take into like the year it was made, it was ahead of its time, and the artistic symbolism of it I think is really good. And I think it's like artistically a good anime, like one of the best. I see what they're saying. But when you put it all together with the plot, I don't know if because it's the artisticness and psychological horror that makes the anime so good in the first place. If you remove that and just look at the storyline, I think it's just great. I don't think it's like I would say it's a masterpiece. It's a great masterpiece, but it's not like a 10 out of 10 on the anime scale. I'm kind of debating now, because I don't have anything bad to say about it at all. Yeah, I just like it. There are other animes that changed my life more, like Full Metal Alchemist. What's your favorite psychology theme from it? I think definitely the parallel of idol versus actor and girl versus woman. I think that was interesting. When you finally, like, when you rewatch it with that in mind, you really see what it's saying. I love Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Me too. It's great. When I had to pound 10 episodes a day after school, that was the greatest time of my life, bro. It was great. I'm sad because I'll never experience peak like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for the first time ever again. My number 2 anime. It's one of my number 1s. I'll put it on number 1 past my nostalgic top picks. I was doing 16 episodes a day. That's so you're so cool. I wish I could just like pound the anime like that. I probably could. I'll be doing that over break, trust. I really love pounding anime. Oh, it's great. My number 1 is called Yes. Oh, your profile picture. That makes sense. I was younger, I did 40 plus a day. How do you do that? Actually, I probably did too. I probably just like wasn't counting. Now I count because I track my anime days. So I do about like 10 maybe on an open day. Well, thanks, I don't get complimented. This means a lot to me. Well, I'm glad. Alright. So next, with everything about the plot and the symbolism out of the way, feel free to say whatever you want. I think that's everything I had to say. I wanted to say, in terms of media literacy, I wanted to say, for Gachiakuta, I noticed a theme of like religious context, and I feel like that's obvious with the higher ups on the sphere being called literally apostles. But I was too scared to say anything about it because I didn't want to sound like a psychopath who shoves religion into everything. But for Gachiakuta, the sphere being literally off the ground and the apostles and the way that everyone on the sphere wears white, and the angels that go to and from, and the concept of like, oh, if you do a bad deed, then you're literally thrown off the sphere because you're evil, and you go down there and stay down there forever, and all trash gets thrown out of the sphere. You can't be up here with us anymore. Things like that, and then yeah, you guys get the point. I see some slight religious undertones in Gachiakuta. Hashtag media literacy. Nothing crazy though. Anyways, so for our fun fact for the anime, I remember watching the whole DxD a little more today. I don't know, that's not High School of the Dead, is it? 52 episodes? Oh, jeez. The film was originally conceived as a live-action feature but became an anime when several backers abruptly pulled out in pre-production. I think I saw something about a Perfect Blue like live action. I just didn't read up on it or watch anything relating to it. So I don't know, but this is interesting. And it's a pretty well-renowned anime. Okay. Next. So my rating for this anime, what? I think it is very good. I rate it an 8 out of 10. It's a very good anime, and I can rewatch it because I feel like when you rewatch it, I feel like you have to watch it twice, and I feel like when you rewatch it, you pick up on tiny things too, rather than just watching it raw. Is how I feel. Let me know if you agree, but that's my rating. And here are some opinions from the My Anime List creatures before we continue on. So Terramol's thoughts are Perfect Blue is basically the original Oshinoku. And this is what I kind of thought too, because Perfect Blue is really popular at one point. W media W literacy. Thank you. I try. I'm teaching you guys media literacy. Berrydroids will be statistically smarter than other Gen Alpha members. because they've been exposed to other nationalities and lots of people around the world. And I force them to dissect anime every week. And expose them to like 2 different languages. Yeah, this is kind of what I thought. It's better than Oshinoku, I think, but obviously Oshinoku is a very different anime. It's a series. It has different themes. It has different main characters. Different goals it's trying to drive home, like that you should marry your doctor when you're 4 years old, or that you should marry your brother, which obviously I don't support. Hellos, hi! But yeah, I think that's comparable to Oshinoku. I think it executed it better than Oshinoku. But obviously they are 2 different animes and they shouldn't be compared really. But I just thought that this comment was interesting because I kind of agree with it. Next, H. Greer's thoughts. I am confused. The level of confused I am is beyond staggering. I would like to thank Wikipedia for alleviating my levels of confusion, for I otherwise would have missed many a thing that this movie has to offer. 1. It looks cool, as expected of Madhouse, to be honest. 2. I'm confused, but probably not in a bad way. 3. You might enjoy this movie if you watch it multiple times? What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about Perfect Blue. We finished going over the plot and stuff. And now we're just wrapping up. So I thought that this was funny. He recommends it though. He likes the confusion that he's feeling. So thank you, H. Greer. And lastly, Ani Konda's thoughts. This movie is an absolutely mind-raping thriller. A must-watch for everyone. I've never heard this word used in my life. I've heard of mindfuck. What is mind rape? What is a mind-raping thriller? Must watch for everyone. Do we know? Perfect Blue is a fever dream. Yeah, that's kind of the point. I barely remember it. You should rewatch it, bro. You'll find more like the more you rewatch it. But yeah, thank you, Anikonda. I think whatever a mind-raping thriller is. And next we're on to the next meeting voting. Does anyone have any final thoughts about the anime before we continue? I think I've said everything I wanted to say about it. It good? Well, that's good. I'm glad. It's sad. You gotta watch the whole thing, bro. I think. Watch till the end. You gotta rewatch it. Rewatch it right now. Okay. Next meeting voting not for next week, for Thursday, because this is a late meeting. We do anime club meetings every Thursday, but I was late because of the wedding. So last week's meeting got pushed to today. I missed about a third of the discussion? Maybe. We were talking about cock and balls for a long time. Okay. So, for next week's options, here's what I have picked. There's no special theme this time. Just the usual. One popular anime, one anime from a recent season, one new anime I guess, and then one old anime. 3 animes. So for the popular anime, I have picked... I have you next time around. Here's my first video. Well, welcome! I hope you like the 10 minutes you've seen. So the popular anime I've picked for one of our options is... Oh, I tried to keep these all short because we have 2 days to watch them. So don't worry about length. So Takopi's Original Sin. I've heard about this. Apparently it fucking sucks and hurts your feelings. So I'm excited to get my feelings hurt if we pick this one. It is 6 episodes, summer 2025. Rated R, 17 up, 8.80 on my anime list rating. And the synopsis is: a cheerful alien Takopi comes to Earth to spread happiness, but ends up meeting a lonely, mistreated girl named Shizuka Kuze. Wanting to make her smile, Takopi tries to help, but his innocent misunderstandings of human pain and morality lead to tragic, irreversible consequences. This looks like it's gonna hurt my feelings a lot. But I would like to watch it because it's on the top rating list. So that is anime option number 1 for the voting. I guess I'll make the poll as we go. Start a poll. Thursdays anime. Takopi's Original Sin. There's who under the bus? Does it hurt though? Does it hurt to watch? I'm scared. Okay. So that's popular. That's our popular anime nomination. And for the new anime, we have See You Tomorrow at the Food Court. It is 6 episodes, summer 2025, 13 plus, and it has a 7.48 on my anime list. 2 unlikely friends, chatty gamer Wada and mystery-obsessed Gyaru Yamamoto spend their afternoons hanging out in a small food court between fries, gossip, and deep talks about life's oddities. Their daily meetups capture the warmth and humor of an ordinary friendship. This is just like a cute slice of life. And there's a Gyaru in it, so that's always great. And I thought it'd be fun, kind of casual. It's only 6 episodes, so it looks kind of cute, so I put it here. So I'll put that in option number 2. I just barely fit it in. I have 1 character left on the title. Gyaru. Gyaru. Okay, and then for the third option for our old anime being anything older than 2020, I think. Oh yeah, this one's definitely older than 2020. Okay, this is probably the most unknown anime I've put on here. Probably more unknown than Cherno or Chrono Crusade. But the point of this club is not only to find peak together, but to try and put unknown animes in the spotlight. So here we go. We listen and we don't judge. So I picked for the anime 3 times 3 eyes, or 3 eyes, however it's read. I don't know why I put 3 episodes. I think it's 4. I remember thinking when I put the episode list, I was like, oh, they could have been funny and had it 3 episodes instead of 4. And I think I just put 3 without thinking. I think it's actually 4 episodes. But it's summer 1991. This would be the oldest anime that we've watched. It's rated R, 17 plus, and it has a 6.70 on my anime list. After a fateful encounter with Pai, the last of the 3-eyed Sanjian race. It kind of sounds like Saiyan. Ordinary student Yakamoto Fuji's life changes forever. When Pai absorbs his soul to save him, Yakamoto becomes her immortal companion, bound to serve her until she becomes human. Together they embark on a perilous journey to lift Pai's curse, battling monsters, dark magic, and inner conflict along the way. But as Yakuma struggles between duty and emotion, he finds that the greatest challenge may be understanding the two sides of pie, her gentle human self and her fierce ancient demon form. I have a soft spot for old animes like this. I think they're always cute and a good time. So I put it here, regardless of the rating. 6.7 on my anime list is not that bad. I don't think, because I found some peak that has a lower rating. Like Jewelry, the animation. Six, 7. I'm slurping on my root beer milk. Yeah, no, 6, 7. Okay, and then that's the third option. 3 times 3 eyes. And then for our magical option number 4, I've spun the magic wheel, so let's see. And it landed on chat anime pick. So, you all get to put your own choices in there, and then I'll put it in a wheel, and then we're gonna spin it. So everyone put whatever anime you want to nominate, and then I'm gonna put it in a wheel, and then put it on a poll, and then you guys can choose from the 4 animes up here at the end. So have at it. Call of the Night Season 2, obviously. Oh my goodness gracious. I still have the last wheel up here. Call of the Night Season 2. I misclicked and opened my Yaoi game. I don't know. Pick one! Code Geass. Yeah, but you have to pick one too. Just need help, you have to pick one too. Code Geass. Throw one out there. Which one do you like? I've got 2 on the wheel right now. Need a poll. Yeah, but I can't make a poll yet because there's only 2 options. Bang bang. No. Cough up your favorite anime right now. I know you have one. Spit out. I'll sit and wait patiently. Armani has DM'd me. My Discord is so laggy. What? I just joined here. Yeah, but what is your favorite anime? Everyone in the chat can say it. Jellyfish can't swim at night. Is that an anime? Sounds like one. Axe Noir, do you have an anime that you like? Komo desu ka nanika? Is that it? I've got 4 on the wheel. Does anyone else wanna put their pick in before I spin it? Both are animes? Okay. No? Gianni? Okay, sure. Gianni. Spin! Okay, I'll spin it. I'll turn on the sound so you guys can hear the wheel. For immersion. I landed on Code Geass. I hope you guys are happy. Alright, so first... Well, what the fuck? Fourth option. Code Geass. Code Geass. Alright, I'll put the poll up and then I'll let it run while we say our goodbyes and wrap up. Alright, so sorry for yapping so long the whole stream. I just missed you guys so much. It has been so long since I've streamed. A whole 3 days. You're finally gonna watch Peak, yeah. I want both Takopi and Kokios, but Takopi tomorrow. Or wait, I forgot, because we can't do Kokios because it has to be finished by Thursday. So nobody vote for Code Geass, actually. It has to be finished by Thursday. In 2 days. So, I can edit it in like... Does anyone have like a super short one? I'm sorry, I forgot to specify. Huh? I know, I'm sorry. We need to talk about it and then a long one Code Geass. I don't know, let's let the chat decide. Yeah. I was gonna say, we can do, what I wanna say, it's too early for, like, a seasonal lineup for winter, but, actually, no, it's the beginning of November. Hold on, let me check. Let me see, could we do winter animes before they release even? Before they even start releasing? Let's see. Cause we could do like, oh, we can watch it still. But it would be next week, and then for Thursday I would do something else, some other activity for Anime Club. Let's see, are there lineups for winter 2020? No, because for some reason December counts as fall. Winter is like January and March for no reason. To me, winter is like late November and December and January. These are all January. But is there a lineup? That's the question. True. What did I just see? I saw something flash the screen, but it disappeared. Talking about winter, I recently enjoyed Vivaldi pieces. Some Vivaldi pieces. Is that like a director? Trigun Stargaze. A lot of these are confirmed second seasons, but there are quite a bit new ones. There's no episode count though, and that irks me. Oh my gosh, there's a hot guy. Five hot guys? 5 hot guys on the cover? I don't know, guys. Winter anime looks kind of peak. I don't see a lot of ass here. I don't see a lot of isekai slop, guys. Winter 2026 might be peak. It might be peak, bro. I don't know. There's a big enough lineup here for me to do a winter 2026 anime club meeting. Hot guys, yeah, hot guys. Hot guys. I say it exactly the same, you're right. Hot guys, hot guys. Ah, it's my stupid Kansan accent. Let me see here. My only fear is that oh my gosh, the Assassination Classroom movie is on here. And it was only just now confirmed. She said hot guys? I did. My god, I can't hear it now. I'm just saying hot guys, that's all I'm saying. I'm looking at the Code Geass, I choose 3x3 eyes. Wait, let me see Code Geass before before I make any choices and permanent decisions. Why did like 50 different code Giases pop up? The hell? Where are you from? Where's your original? I cannot find the original source material. Is it Lelouch of the Rebellion? Is that it? If you guys want to change your votes, I can just be like, yeah, we all agreed on Code Geass for next week, and then you guys can still vote for one of the short animes aside from Code Geass. So it's like voting twice, but Code Geass came in first place. We're just doing it for next week. There's 50 episodes and film in one more season. Oh, I see. The one I'm looking at says 25. And then Lelouch or 2. Where's the... How do I find the main one? Привет всем, hi, oh, приветики, как дела? Доброе утречко. Oh, thank you. Спасибо. I looked up... Okay, Lelouch. Okay, so I found... The one I'm looking at says 25 episodes, and then there's a sequel that also has 25. Is this just all of season 1? Are there 3? It's just... It doesn't show any sequels after that. Yeah, Malink. I think I found the right one. Actually, yeah, you know what? Just send me the Malink and then check the episode list for me and make sure, since you watched it, you know, more than me. Season 1 and 2. So season 1 and 2 of Code Geass is Code Geass Lelouch of the Rebellion, and then Lelouch of the Rebellion R2. I think. Okay, so are we watching just season 1 then? Probably. If it's just season 1, we can do it next week. If it's season 1 and 2, I can do the OVA that we pick for Thursday, or yeah, I can do the OVA that we pick for this Thursday, and then winter anime lineup for next week, and then we go over Code Geass the week after. There are a lot of animes here for winter. My fear is that, like, not all of them are published yet, but I'm pretty sure, like, November. Would any more animes get announced so late? Because these are the animes that are like already like in production, right? There wouldn't just be like a last minute anime like speed made in November, right? That's how all discussions go. No, we're just debating how to space out the meetings when we watch longer animes. Check-in, spasiba. The episode stream for each and okay. Thank you. So, so then there will be no voting on Thursday. Do you guys want to watch, season 1 and 2, or just 1? I see Colossasaurus said 1 and 2. How do we go over the loser, though? What? Huh? Well, what's the loser? The Kopi? Both, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna make the adult decision as the captain of Anime Club, and you guys as president and leader. It's the full story. Okay, will it be as peak as Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood? Be better to watch both seasons. I guess you're right. So I'll write it down so I don't forget. So tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, Thursday. Because for any confused new people, we do Anime Club every Thursday, but right now is last week's canceled meeting for the anime that we watched last week. So this is like a makeup meeting. And then I picked short animes so that we would be able to watch them for Thursday. Hard to watch, kind of. Hard? Like it's gonna hurt our feelings? Peeker. You should watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Apparently the original is pretty good too. Okay, so we're gonna watch Tokopi's Original Sin for Thursday, and then you can start on Code Geass however you'd like. And then next Thursday we're going to do the winter anime lineup for winter 2026. This is the earliest lineup I've done, but honestly, I kind of prefer to be ahead of the lineup because I tend to do it when some of them are already airing. So I'll just have to accept that they don't have their episode lists as much as it bothers me. Other than that, this week's meeting is going to be Takopi's Original Sin, and then next week is going to be the winter 2026 lineup, so you guys don't have to watch any. Well, actually, what the fuck? You guys will be watching Code Geass, but there will be no like rush because we're doing that instead of the meeting. And then the week after, we will go over Code Geass. Does that sound good? Kind of like how we did for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, since it's longer. So basically, we're going to go over Code Geass in 2 weeks on the 20th. November 20th. Until then, we'll be doing Takopi and winter lineup for anime. Because it looks like all of the winter animes have already been announced for the most part, so I don't think I'm doing it too early. I was kind of like, it's been kind of a long time since I've done a season anime lineup. You are being very democratic right now. What? Huh? Code Geass came in second place and Takopi is first. What are you talking about? It won't, but it'll be born sometimes. But it's on your top list. Dictator what? Huh? I'm not a dictator! It's a game of one, buddy. Don't give me a dictator. What? I'm sorry! I'm just such a micromanaging, controlling anime club president. I should start wearing glasses to these meetings. I'm sorry. As you said when we started this club, I know. No one's in 3 losers. Don't listen to haters. Does your anime not have like a dictator guy in it? Are you the pro dictator? Okay. We decided. So for Thursday in 2 days, just make sure you've watched Takopi's Original Sin. And then for the next week, don't worry about watching anything aside from just watching Code Geass, because we're going over winter animes. And then the week after that, we will be going over Code Geass on November 20th. Seasons 1, 2, and the movie, apparently. And we'll probably watch some of it together in the server. So let me do the math. If we ignore, today, some of you might finish Takopi in like one day, but if we ignore today and tomorrow, 1, 2, 3. That's like 14 days. If we take off 14 and make it 13 in case some people don't want to finish it before or on the day of. So 50 plus a movie. Let's do like, because there's a movie, let's do like, how long are movies? Like 55? Or like 20 minutes, like 5 episodes? An hour 20? I don't know. 55 divided by 13. Let me see actually. 1, 2. Okay. So you just have to watch. This is including the movie time, so it's probably less than this. You just have to watch 4.2 episodes a day. So probably 4, and then we see like the normal episode count. If we're just going by the series, just 4. If you watch 3 a day, what the fuck? 4 episodes a day, you'll have it done by the 19th. So you won't have to watch anything on the 20th. If you like to get everything done ahead of time. And then you can like watch the movie the day of or the day before if you want to. So yeah. Sounds good. I'm glad that we hammered that confusion out. Yeah. Overthrow the dictator. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just so controlling and evil all of the time. I just can't help myself. Okay. I finished drinking or swallowing all my root beer milk. I think we've all democratically decided on a plan. So I'll wrap it up here. Let me see. I guess we've decided. I'll end the poll. Yes. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Thank you. I gotta move my rings down. Thank you, Goro, for reaching level 11. Thank you, Placebo. Thank you, Hypersonic, for reaching level 8? Question mark? Yeah, 8. Level 8. Thank you. And thank you, Toaster, for reaching level 7. Thank you. And thank you, mods. I know Paper was here. Yeah, thank you, mods. Paper works. And I think someone else was here, but thank you, mods, for making sure everything goes smoothly. Thank you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. For what is tomorrow? I don't know. Question mark? Ultimate Custom Night, because I was high the last time I played it, and I want to see if I'm any better at it sober or if I'm just bad at it. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 PM CT. And then Anime Club the day after at I think 8 PM as well. Yeah, 8 PM. And I guess everything I have to say. So thank you guys for hanging out with me again. I hope you guys have a great rest of your days and nights and 24 hours. Play high again. There's so many little mechanics in that game. I don't even know if I can do it all sober. I might be here next time for sure, but oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Have a great rest of your days and nights and 24 hours. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, じゃあまたね. Bye bye. Paka paka.